All right, y'all hear the music. Are y'all ready? Y'all ready? Are y'all ready? In the chat, let me see who's in the house with me this evening. Let me go right to the chat and see who is here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Fasten your seatbelts, ladies. It's 5 days of nonstop fun. We're going to look into your purse. We're going to get your money straight. We're going to execute mindset, strategy, execution. This is where it all starts. This is where the magic happens. So come on in. I want to give people a few minutes. We know that we want to make sure everybody's in the room. In the chat, if I could just see my chat as well. In the chat, let me know who's here. And what I want to know is how many of you in the chat, let me know if this is your first time attending a 5 day Savvy Money Makeover Challenge. In the chat, let me know if it's your first time. Yeah, I see folks says so. Linda Jones, yes, she says it's her first time. Excellent. Vernell River. Oh man, we got a lot of first timers. Even some of our folks who have just recently joined our Wealthy Youth Society. This may be your first time in a 5 day Savvy Money Makeover Challenge. I'm so excited that you are here. And I want to know how many of you, this is your second 5 day Savvy Money Makeover. If it's your second time, if you've been here at least 2 times, let me know if this is your second time. attending, but we got a lot of first timers. Love, 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 love this because ladies, just let me know that, this is the beginning. And I want to know who's going to be here all for the entire time. Who's going to be here for the 5 days? Who's going to be here for the entire 5 days? That's what I want to know. So I'm really excited that you're here. So let's see. My second time, Stephanie says, okay, Michelle says, Ray, I will be here for all 5 days. That's right. But what I want to know, who are the real OGs in the house? How many of you have been here maybe 3, 4, 5 times, and you're just here and you're saying, hey, one of the things that I know is that so many women, whether they're in Wealthy Youth Society coaching programs or not, they still attend the 5 day Savvy Money Makeover Challenge because you know why? Because they always want to find some more money in their purse. So good evening, good evening, good evening. Let's see, when we get up to 100 attendees, that is when we're going to lift off. So let a few more people get in. When we get right at 100, that is when I'm going to get this party started. So welcome, welcome, welcome everybody. I'm excited that you're here. For the next 5 days, you are going to be really learning how to accelerate your financial growth to 7 figures and beyond. So I guess I should say who I am. I'm Deborah Owens. I'm founder and CEO of Wealthy You, where we help you accelerate your financial growth to 7 figures and beyond. And I am really, this is when I tell the team, hey, I got to make sure that I get my rest over the weekend. I did so. I also have to make sure that we've got all our ducks in a row. And so to that end, we are going on a trip. And this trip is to a destination. And in the next 5 days, it is the goal to help you see that you have everything you need to be everything you need to be. And also that, here's the other thing I want to share with you, is our mission is to help 1 million Black women get to $1 million in net worth. But it's the mission and not the money. That's what I want you to understand. And that's what you're going to learn, why this is so important. So just a little about me, I've been on this, I'm not new to this, I'm true to this, right? I've been on this journey for more than 2 decades, all with the goal of helping our community get access to knowledge that they haven't gotten through their formal education. And I have spent several years in the financial services industry and had a pretty fast trajectory. I spent most of my career with Fidelity Investments and then went on to consult with another large financial services company. But I always had a real heart for financial literacy and financial education. And so as a result of that, I wrote several books. I've toured with Bishop T.D. Jakes. I've been on several tours. I was a personal finance expert for Tom Joyner Cruises. Many of you may know me from News One Now with Roland Martin. And by the way, we just launched our new show, Get Wealthy, on the Black Star Network, and it airs. A new show just dropped today, a new episode, and we're on our 10th episode. And in the chat, let me know how many of you have seen an episode of Get Wealthy. In the chat, let me know if you've seen it. Yes, yes, yes. Because I got to tell you, if you have, I know I say this every week, y'all. I say this every week. But if you have not seen this week's episode, it is fire because our girl, Kimberly Nixon, Kimberly, not only is she a former client, is now one of our master instructors in our real estate investing sprints, and she just really, really shares the importance of creating legacy wealth. So if you haven't watched that episode, make sure that you do. And you can go to www.blackstarnetwork.com, get the app, and watch the episode. And by the way, for those of you who are on tonight, if you know you've got a friend that needs to be in this session because we're starting out, and if you're ready to accelerate your financial growth and you know other people, feel free to share the Wealthy You link. That's www.wealthyyouchallenge.com, www.wealthyyouchallenge.com with your friends, because I'm going to make a personal appeal. We're on a goal to help 1 million folks. So we can't do this by ourselves. But what I'm really, really excited about is the journey that I'm taking you on this week. This week, you're going to be introduced to some of our amazing members and get exposure to their financial transformation. The same women that you've seen on Get Wealthy. And if you haven't seen the shows, I just want to tell you, there's so many takeaways. We do a Get Wealthy watch party every Wednesday night where we watch the show together. There's a viewing guide and you're able to apply that to your specific situation. Because in Wealthy You, here's what I want you to understand. What I am most proud of after coaching thousands of people, mostly women, right? Thousands of people, is here's what I want you to understand. You know, I had a vision, and that vision was of really helping people take ownership of their financial success, and actually teaching them, right? Not advising, but teaching them how to take ownership of their financial success. And so in order to do that, we had to create a curriculum, and it is that curriculum that we use in Wealthy You to teach folks how to analyze and research stocks, how to analyze and research mutual funds, how to build a portfolio, and how to also build an investment portfolio even outside of their 401k and their employer sponsored plan. So imagine me having this vision. 10 years ago, I wrote the book, A Purse of Your Own. And when I wrote that book, I started forming purse groups all around the country. I actually started a ministry in my church as well. It was called A Purse of Your Own Ministry. And the amazing thing about that was having this vision that I could help 1 million women get to $1 million in net worth. And how can you imagine? Can you imagine how I feel actually seeing that happen over and over again now? How exciting is that, right? How exciting. If you think that is exciting, I want you in the chat, if you believe that given the right access and the knowledge that you can achieve 7 figures and beyond, let me know in the chat. Tell me, I believe I can do it. I need you to affirm this. Say, I believe. That's right, Angela. Absolutely, 100% you can do it. You have everything you need to be everything that you need to be. And the only thing standing between you and the financial success that you desire and deserve, what do you think it is? What is the only thing standing between you and the financial success that you desire and deserve? What do you think that is? Knowledge. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And let me just share with you how I know that is true is, check this out.
On the next Get Wealthy, the inspiring story of Belinda Edwards.
I am an emotional spender. I didn't want to live to just pay my credit card bills.
A change in her mindset and beliefs around money propelled her into the top 10% of African American wealth.
With your help, I've been able to improve my returns on investment and able to share your knowledge and expertise with others.
Watch Get Wealthy right here only on Black Star Network.
If Belinda can do it, you can do it too. That's what I want you to understand, right? So the most important thing that you need to know, I just want to make sure, can everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, everyone can hear me, fine. Here's what I want you to know, is that if Belinda can do it, you can too. And the way you're going to, and it all starts with what you're going to learn in our 5-day Savvy Money Makeover Challenge. So for the next 5 days, every evening, we're going to be here at 8 o'clock. And I'm going to go over some principles, each step on how you get the same thing, the same concepts that we cover in Wealthy You. And at the end of this 5-day week, you will have a framework through which you're going to be able to build that 7-figure investment portfolio, right? You will gain access to the knowledge that you need. And in addition to that, so here's the other thing I want you to know is we're going to do a bonus session. I'm going to tell you that right off the top, where we're going to, because I only have so much time, we're going to be going through these exercises together. But if you want to take it to the next level, then I want you to apply to attend our legacy bonus session. We'll put the link in the chat. You have to apply to attend this session. But if you're truly ready to go to the next level, to accelerate to 7 figures and beyond, only the serious people need to apply, okay? Because one of the things that you'll understand about Wealthy You and our team is that we are committed, and we are committed to excellence, but we are committed to winners, right? To winners. So this is what a winner is. The W stands for wants it, has a desire, right? Because no one can do this for you. You have to want it yourself. The I is exactly what it stands for. I am responsible. So it means that you're ready to take ownership of your financial success and do what is necessary to create the level of financial success you desire today and deserve. And the N stands for, in the chat, where my sisters at, where my Wealthy You folks at. The N stands for no excuses, right? I call excuses just reasons disguised as lies. Are you with me? So no excuses. And if you're a winner, then I want you to know we created this for you, right? We created this for you. And the other thing that I'm really, really excited about is if you watch any of our Get Wealthy episodes, one of the observations that I have had is literally everyone that started, that is in that episode and has had some just significant financial transformations. The first thing they talk about is what? I attended that 5-day Savvy Money Makeover Challenge, and that is where it all started. And I have this mindset. So I just want you to know that many of you sitting in this audience, You're going to be one of the interviews on Get Wealthy. Give it some time. Some of you are going to go further, faster. Some of you are going to lean in. Some of you are going to execute. You're going to have an amazing, amazing experience. And you're going to feel like the blinder has been taken off of your eyes, and that you're going to see so clear. It's going to become so clear on why you're not further ahead. This is what I want you to understand. It's going to be so clear on why you're not further ahead. And then you're going to know exactly what levers to pull. So who's excited? Who's ready to rock and roll? Okay, so I need to paint a picture then of what you can expect this week. Okay? In the next 5 days, tonight, we're going to look at what's in your purse, breaking through to 7 figures and beyond. And here's the thing I want you to know about tonight. You cannot change what you will not acknowledge. And first, we have to recognize where we are today in order to move forward. Day 2 is the Savvy 7-Figure Makeover. And this is an exciting day because you're going to learn how to find the fortune, your fortune, by focusing on the right figures. Day 3, we're going to cover accelerate your financial growth, identifying your investment opportunity lever. And here's what I want you to know is that they are different for everyone. Day 4, you are actually going to build a 7-figure portfolio, and you're going to learn how to shift from earner to owner. And day 5 is all about Q&A. You're going to meet some of our amazing ambassadors. And then for those of you, and so that we can pull it all together and help you execute. And then finally, for those of you who apply and want to come to our VIP session, that is the week. So who's ready? Who's ready to go? Okay, now the other thing is, many of you, let me just, what you're going to see is we're going over a workbook tonight. And if you didn't get you don't have to have this workbook. This challenge is free. But if you're really ready to go to the next level and you want to get access to some of the tools that typically only our members inside get access to, you can go to wealthyouchallenge.com/kit. Let's put that in the chat, team. Put that in the chat. If you still want to get this kit so that you have the workbook, you are welcome to do that, right? But get your paper, your pencil, and let's get ready to take some notes. Let me know in the chat, are you guys ready to get started? Ready to get started. Awesome. Let me just pull up this chat so I can see what you guys are saying. Ready to get started. Ready to get started. Yes, yes, yes. Ready to get started. Ready to get started. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yes, ma'am. Okay, day 1. So the reason why this exercise is so important is one of the first exercises, activities that members in Wealthy You do is they take an assessment. And that assessment really is to determine what their wealth gap is. Like everybody has a number. And in fact, if you watch this week's episode, Kim Nixon, I interviewed her, and she was the first client I ever had who knew her number. And that number was her financial freedom number. At what number, what amount do I have to have so that if I want to take a vacation, if I want to, just take a mental health break, right? What number do I have to have in order for me to do that? And so here's what I want you to know. So I'm going to give you a framework. Are you guys ready for this? I'm going to give you a framework. And you know, in the promo, and by the way, you're going to get homework tonight. In the promo, you heard Belinda talk about the fact that at one point she was an emotional spender, right? At one point she was an emotional spender, and now she's in the top 5%, top 5 to 10% of African American wealth. And so, how did that happen? Hang on, guys. I need for everybody to mute. I'm getting a little bit of feedback. And so if you could mute your, I'm not quite sure who that is, but if you could mute that, that would be great. Okay. All right. So let me get back to how my video got. Okay. So for those of you who got the kit, you have your workbook, right? And so what I'm about to do, and all of you can write this down, the number of 401k millionaires, not just 401k, 457, whatever, employer sponsored retirement plan millionaires have doubled in the past decade. And so what did they do that allowed them to get to that level of wealth? And so in this first worksheet, I want to share with you the exact steps that they did in order to get to the 7 figures and beyond. And that if you do it, it's exactly what Belinda did and exactly what many of the other profiles that you're going to see about the financial transformations and wealthy you did. So here's the first thing, if you're going to be on track to get to 7 figures. The first thing is that you are investing at least 15% of your income, right? At least 15%. So the question I have for you is, are you investing at least 15% of your income? You're taking it off the top. I mean, before you pay any bill or anything else. Okay, that's the first thing. Okay. The second thing is that you're leveraging all of your investment options. So let me just go through them. And I'm going to go through them in terms of priority. I don't care what anybody tells you, they're coming up telling you you should do this or do that. I'm going to tell you what you should do. The first thing you want to contribute is to some type of tax advantage retirement plan. And if you are employed by a company, then you want to go there first, right? That's the first place you want to make your contribution, and you want to get to the maximum that you can contribute. So the maximum for if you're under 50 is 19,500. By the way, I hear that number is about to go up. And if you're over 50, you can invest another 6,500, a total of $26,000. Okay, now some of you are thinking, well, ooh, that's a lot of money. Right. But here's what I want to tell you. The members in Wealthy You, one of the first things they do when they figure out their wealth gap is they figure, okay, I might not be able to get to that 15% today, but I'm going to kick it up another 5%. And then it may go another 6 months, right? And then you start saying, you know what? It's not that much more coming out of my paycheck. And I'm putting in more. So then you take it up another notch. And every time you get an increase, what are you going to do with that money? In the chat, let me know. What are you going to do with that money every time you get an increase? Let me see. That question is, that monitor is a little too far. So the question, you're going to invest more. That's exactly right. Does investing 15% include 401k? Absolutely. So now you're going to max out your 401k before you do anything else. Y'all with me? Then the next thing you're going to do is if you're able to, you're going to invest in a regular IRA. If you can invest over that 19,000, you're going to invest in an IRA. And you can invest up to $6,000 if you're $6,000, or if you're under 50, or $7,000 if you're over 50. Okay, so first you've done the maximum in your employer sponsored plan, then you've gotten a regular IRA. So now we're up to what? We're up to 26,000. Okay, so the question becomes, and this next question is, I am on track to secure my future. Well, how do you know that, right? How do you know if you're on track? Well, let's go to the chart. So let me just give you an example. So this is just an average. Fidelity made this savings factor chart and said, based on your age, how much you should have saved of your annual starting salary by the time you retire. Okay, so at 30 you should have 1 time your income. At 35 you should have 2 times, going up with the goal, and this is what I want you guys to just take a look at, to have at least 10 times your annual income by the time you retire. So if you make if you make 100,000, you would have $1 million. If you make 50,000, you would have $500,000. So find your age and get a sense of, are you on track? And so how much savings factor do you have saved? Do you have 3 times your annual income, 4 times your annual income? Are you on track? Okay, now here's the other thing. So the other aspect, it's not just how much you save. Okay, it's not just how much you save, it's how your money grows. Okay, it's how your money grows. So part of your ability to invest and earn a higher return on your investments is your knowledge, right? We see it all the time in Wealthy You. As people's knowledge increases, so does their level of confidence and their ability to invest. And so the next question I have, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 having no investment knowledge and 10 having full investment knowledge, where do you fall on that scale? Okay, so 1 to 10. Okay, we got 5, 7, 1, 1, 1, 5, 7, 3, 3, 3, 5, maybe. Okay, so how do I know? So here's what I'm going to ask you. This is what I'm not asking you, but I want to give you a sense of how that scale works, right? So you are a 3 or a 4 if you know how to manage your money, you know how to, you have money left over, you're investing in your retirement plan, but you don't really know how to choose how to invest. You maybe are using a questionnaire, you're in a target date fund or a fund that says I'm going to retire at a certain age, and then, and they pick it for you. Okay, if someone makes your investment decisions for you, whether it's an investment advisor or someone like that, then you're at a 4 or maybe a 5. Okay, if you know how to analyze and research your investments in your retirement plans, you know how to choose them, you know your personal rate of return, and that personal rate of return is above average of what other investments like that are performing, then you're at a 6 or 7. Okay, If you know how to analyze and research your mutual funds, you're managing your investment portfolio, you've got your retirement portfolio, you have a brokerage account outside of your retirement accounts and your mutual funds, and you know how to analyze and research stocks, you're a 7 or an 8. Okay? To get to a 9 or a 10, typically that's experience, and you have some knowledge of proper, and that's the next question, your portfolio allocation. So your portfolio allocation is what? How much do you have in stocks and how much do you have in bonds? Okay. Do you have 50% in stocks or stock mutual funds and 50% in bonds? Do you have, do you have 60%? So let me give you a sense of what that is. If you have 50% in stocks and 50% in bonds, okay, so Tracy says, wow, I'm a 7 or an 8. Okay. And so let's see who else is in here. I'm at a 4, right? I'm at a 1. But here's all I want you to know is, guess what? That is a moving target. Once you learn how to take how to take ownership of your investments, how the financial markets work, how to analyze and research your mutual funds, how to make sure. Oh, Vernita, you're pretty aggressive. 75-25. Jeanette, 80-20. That's pretty aggressive, right? So 50-50 is a balanced portfolio, pretty conservative. 60-40 is moderate, not too hot, not too cold. 70-30 is more like a growth portfolio. When you get to 80-20, you're aggressive. But here's what I want you to understand is that many of you are aggressive, and you've been aggressive because the market has been going up primarily. Okay. But what I want you to know is, with a portfolio allocation of 80-20, 80% in stocks, 20% in bonds, you should be prepared to see your investment decline by more than 60% in 1 year. Okay, historically, that is what an asset allocation model is. Aggressive good? Depends, right? Aggressive is good if you're okay with seeing your portfolio decline by more than 60% and you're not going to run for the hills and sell everything, right? So here's what I want you to understand about investing is the most important aspect of investing, right? Is not just winning, right? It's not losing. But here's the secret. You never lose, okay? You either win or you learn. So the most important aspect of your asset allocation is, how comfortable are you with seeing your market, your investments go up and down? Is this making sense to you? So aggressive is a long-term investor. That's absolutely right. It is long-term, because here's what you need to understand about investing is that any money that you're going to need in the next 5 years should not really have market exposure. And why is that? Is because at the very point through which you're going to need that money, typically that's when the market does not perform in your favor. And so, in order to be a successful investor, you have to understand the difference between risk and reward and be comfortable with your money going up and down. Because wealthy people do the opposite of what most people do. When the market goes down, what do you think wealthy, financially successful people do? Is 48 should be aggressive? No, 48% isn't aggressive, but it depends. Again, And that's why as you get older, most advisors would tell you that you don't want too much stock market exposure. That's right, they buy low. That's exactly right. And when the market goes up, what do investors do? Wealthy people do. Hold, or they sit on the sidelines. That's exactly right, right? And so, but here's the point. When is the best time to invest? When you have the money. That's exactly right, now, okay? And so the key and the principles that we teach in Wealthy You is that you don't try to time the market. That the way you really build wealth and accumulate wealth is by accumulating assets that will grow in the future. So is this making sense to all of you? Is this making sense to all of you? Right? So for those of you who have just come in, because I see now we're right at about what is that, 162? For those of you who have just come in, I'm Deborah Owens. I'm founder and CEO of Wealthy You, and this is our 5-day Savvy Money Makeover Challenge. And this is day 1. And so, by the way, I am showing the first worksheet in our workbook. And if you want access to the workbook and the other tools, our Nickel and Dime Your Way to Wealth book, our webinar, the 7 secrets of financially successful women. This workbook that I have in my hand, you can go to wealthyouchallenge.com/kit. All of these tools are digital. Nothing is going to be mailed to you. You are going to get it right away. And if my team could put that in the chat, that would be very helpful. Okay, now, the last question is, and this is very, very important, is I have created an estate plan. Okay, so it's not enough to build wealth. And that's exactly what the topic of Get Wealthy is today. It's about creating legacy wealth. And so what I want you all to understand is the reason an estate plan is so important is because most of the wealth is not transferred in our community to the next generation. Why do you guys think that is in the chat? Let me see if you can answer this question. Why does our wealth not pass to the next generation? What are we usually lacking? No estate planning, that's right, no wills. Or we do crazy stuff like put names on deeds, thinking that that's one to protect, put names on different bank accounts and investment account. And the problem with that is it's not tax efficient, right? If you put somebody's name on account, what happens is they end up having to take that investment at the original cost basis instead of stepped up whatever the value is on that time. And so then you end up paying taxes. And that's right. And many of our assets end up in probate. And what happens when it ends up in probate? When it ends up in probate, then you end up spending a lot of court fees. Then family members don't get along. And then eventually what could have been an asset that passed on to the next generation and to the next generation withers away. And every generation ends up starting up from scratch. That's right. The lawyers get your money. That's exactly right. So, what do I want you to do with the knowledge that you've gained tonight? I want you to have some action items. Okay. First, if you're not investing 15% or more, then your first action item is I am going to increase my investments, my contributions, and my investments in my future till I get to at least 15%, and I'm going to start that right away. And you know why you're going to start that right away? Because tomorrow I am going to show you exactly what you need to do, because tomorrow I'm going to show you how to find the money. You are going to learn how to find your fortune. We are doing a 7-figure savvy money makeover tomorrow. And you are going to see how so many people in wealthy youth have been able to find. Here's what I want you guys to know, is many of you would already be millionaires. But you're paying everybody else off the top. And so the first thing I'm going to show you how to do is how to find the more money to invest so that you can accelerate your financial growth. By the way, you're going to see tomorrow an amazing, amazing story about a woman who she found $500, and then she took it up another notch and found another $2,500, right? Within just a couple of years, she's debt free, scores 850. I'm not going to give that away. You're going to hear more about that tomorrow. So who is ready to accelerate their financial growth? Find the money first, we're going to find the money to invest. First, we're going to find the money to invest. And the next thing I'm going to teach you how to do is how to get a higher return on that investment. Listen, in the chat, tell me, how many of you make over 6 figures? If you make 6 figures or more, in the chat, tell me whether or not you make 6 figures or more. Okay, yes. Right? Now, here's what I want you to know. If you are making 6 figures or more, and if you have made 6 figures or more throughout your career, right? Somebody says until recently, then if you're on track to get to 6 figures, then there is no reason you shouldn't have 7 figures. But here's the secret. Many of you are savers and not investors. And so as a result of that, because you're savers and not investors, your money has not been working. Listen, you got to get your money to work for you as hard as you do for it. Okay? Many of you have had hundreds of thousands of dollars go through your hands, and you have nothing to show for it. But this week, you're going to learn how to turn your income into wealth. That's why this is your homework. Your homework tonight is to watch the segment, the Get Wealthy segment, of how Belinda went from bouncing checks to cashing dividend checks. Are y'all with me? So I need you to do some homework. And if we could put that link in the chat. Let's put that link in the chat. This is your homework. You are going to watch the Get Wealthy segment where Belinda is now in the top 10% of African American wealth, all because, see, I want you to know this isn't fiction. Listen, If you work it, it will work. Okay? But this week is about you applying what you learn. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge correctly applied is. And so I am going to put this link in the chat. All right, put this link in the chat. This is what I want you, this is your homework. Okay, this is your homework. If I could just get this thing to, hold on. I got it.
Shopify has definitely helped us.
It's
and
right on YouTube. This is your homework, folks. You are going to watch this episode. And from it, you are assigned, your assignment is to watch this episode. And I want you to pick one thing from Belinda's story that if you applied it to your situation would make the most impact. Okay, hang on. I'm not sending this to everybody. Let me make sure you guys get this link. I need you to watch this program. Okay, if you guys are ready to go to the next level, you're going to invest in your knowledge. Who's ready to invest in their knowledge? Okay, the link is in the chat. The link is in the chat. Okay, the link is in the chat. Copy and paste that link again. The link is in the chat. These are your marching orders. If you're ready to reach the top 10% of African American wealth, then you're going to watch Belinda's episode. And she's going to share exactly what she did to go from bouncing checks to now collecting dividend checks. If Belinda can do it, you can do it too. And it all starts right here. And the only thing I want you to do, this isn't hard, guys. I just want you to take one thing from this program that you learn from her that will make the most impact. See, here's the issue with so many of us. With so many of us, we're running around. We got people how many of you can relate to this? We got people running around. You know, we're running around. We hear people invest in crypto, do this, do that, no. Let's stop the madness. I've helped thousands of people. And this is what I've learned is that everybody has, and you're going to learn about this week. So you want to show up every week because I'm dropping the knowledge. I'm giving you the same insight that has accelerated thousands of people's wealth, right? This is not about me. I'm going to show you people who are applying this and it's working for them. And here's the secret, guys. Here's the secret. I'm going to give it to you. Is that you're all standing 10 feet away from gold. But it's not the same for everybody. We all have unique investment opportunity levers, and when we pull them, it makes us accelerate financially faster. So it's not trying to do 5,000 things. Do y'all get this? I want you guys to get this. It's not, don't be looking over there watching what he doing or what she doing or what the people over there doing. It doesn't matter. What matters is you beginning to understand what levers you need to pull, that when you pull that lever, it makes you go faster, and it's not a cookie cutter solution. It's different for everybody. And that's why I want you to watch Get Wealthy. Because one of the things you're going to understand is, yes, there is a framework in Wealthy You. Mindset, strategy, and execution, right? Mindset, you got to shift to a wealth mindset. Many of you have an income mindset, and you're going to hear that in Belinda's story, right? And you're going to, once you make the shift to a wealth mindset and begin to understand, and that's what we're going to do tomorrow, folks. So you want to be here tomorrow. You want to be here every night, because every night builds on the next. So that when we get to the end, I'm going to let you ask me questions, and we're going to identify what your unique investment opportunity levers. And by the way, listen, I do these 5-day Savvy Money Makeover challenges to allow you to gain momentum, right? I want you to gain momentum. But the most important thing of all is that you learn how to put this all together. And so that's why I want you to apply. Please put this link in the chat to our legacy bonus training, which is going to happen next Monday at 8:00. Next Monday at 8:00, I'm going to do a VIP bonus session, and all the concepts that we cover this week, I am going to let you come inside and see our Legacy Wealth Accelerator system, how all of these things work together. So, what we're doing every night this week is really preparing you so that when you see the whole framework, you can execute on it. And here's the other thing. Some of you need help. In the chat, how many of you know that some of you need help? That you've been getting ready to get ready. You've been trying to figure this out on your own. You've been through shelf development. You got every book on the shelf, and you've been trying to figure this out. And listen, nobody accomplishes anything of significance on their own. And the only other thing I'm going to tell y'all, listen. The knowledge of how to build wealth, the most valuable asset of all, is inherited. Meaning that either somebody in your family taught you how to invest, or you can't come from a really wealthy family and you have a family office, because it's not taught in our formal education. Agree or disagree? It's not taught in our formal education, and it's by design. And so that's what this week is about. This is about me sharing the insight that I learned after working in high net worth, ultra wealthy, for the ultra wealthy and investment companies, and sharing it with you. Right? That is the point. And many of you, I know, you've asked for help. You've went to these investment companies and you've asked for help. And because you are not considered high net worth potential, you're not given access to it. You basically are told to fill out a questionnaire, and based on how you answer those questionnaires, that's how they decide where your money goes. And typically, those investments are in vanilla, low-yielding investments. Now, that's just the truth. But we're going to change all that, because it's our 5-day Savvy Money Makeover. You are going to learn how to accelerate your financial growth to 7 figures and beyond. This has been day one, right? Day one. So in the chat, give me an aha moment or something that I conveyed tonight that you feel like, yes, I got it. Okay, what is your takeaway? See, we're not going to just listen. This isn't about you observing. I am not here to entertain. I am America's Wealth Coach. I am here to help you take action. So in the chat, that's right, investing 15%. Don't be a saver, be an investor. I can increase my worth. That's right. One step at a time. That's it. Investing in stocks and bonds. Know my worth. That's right. Estate planning. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge correctly is pride. Get it, Bree. Get it, Bree. That's right. You need an estate plan. Invest 15% in you must increase your financial acumen. Hey, listen, I'm going to tell y'all, like, it is so gratifying to see the level of success that so many women in Wealthy You are achieving. And in the next week, every night, you are going to be introduced to another one of the members in Wealthy You who applied the same concepts that I'm going to be sharing with you in this 5-day money makeover. Listen, it'll work if you work it. And here's the most important thing you need to understand, and that is you have everything you need to be everything you need to be. All right, that's going to do it for me this evening. I'm Deborah Owens, also known as America's Wealth Coach, and I teach families, women, how to build investment portfolios to 7 figures and beyond. We're on a mission to help 1 million women get to $1 million in net worth. And why is that? Because we know that the knowledge of how to build wealth is inherited, and that if we pass that on, we're going to fundamentally change the financial condition of our community. So thanks so much for joining us today. And by the way, make sure you connect with your ambassadors. Make sure you connect with your ambassadors. There's an ambassador that's been texting you, that will help you to get access to all of our free tools and resources. And we have many. And we want you to join the Wealthy You community. If you haven't joined the Wealthy You community, please put our Linktree link in there as well. Make sure you do your homework. And by the way, in the Wealthy You community, after you've done your homework, I want you to post in the Wealthy You community. We'll have a post put up. What was the one thing you learned that you are going to take to make the most impact? Make sure that you join the Wealthy You community so that you can get access to all of our tools. Make sure that you connect with our Wealthy You ambassadors, Michelle Smith, Virginia Rutherford Hall, Anita Jenkins. Make sure you connect with them. They are in your Facebook Messenger asking you to assist you with anything that you need. All right, it's right at 9:01. I'm not going to keep you for more than an hour. Do your homework, make your comments in the community. Let's get ready for day 2. Day 2 is all about finding your fortune, focusing on the right figures so that you can accelerate your financial growth. That's going to do it for me this evening. Again, I'm Deborah Owens. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for our first day of our 5-day Savvy Money Makeover Challenge.